Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban.
Aw, come on.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
War Chief.
Dire team pick.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back for the final time today to Mr. Cat. Woo!
10 seconds remaining.
Mr. Cat. All right, Game 3 of a
5
best of 3
seconds
between
remaining.
Mineski and Warriors Gaming.unity. Warriors taking a very convincing game number 1, but
Reserve
Mineski
time.
bring it back for game number 2, looking like an entirely different crew. We're going to have our beloved Rubik. Currently, there is a Magnus still available for either team, though.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, before this draft gets too heavily underway, just want to plug for all our viewers
Reserve
that are
time.
actively watching the major invites. If this game isn't tickling your fancy, on Sir Actionslax's channel, twitch.tv/SirActionslax, we are doing a live What the Duck podcast on the major invites. So you can watch there, you can chat about the invites, listen to people in the field sharing their
Radiant team
opinions. So
ban.
if that's for you, go ahead, check it out. We'll be popping links in the chat. Now back to Mr. Cat.
Yeah, I mean, while we're there, though, as you were saying, it's currently Wings, OG, Adfinem, and Team Liquid. So nothing shocking yet.
I mean,
10
at
seconds
Finum, a lot of
remaining.
people are shocked about. I think they performed really. You know what? This is a whole topic
5
for the
seconds remaining.
What the Duck.
People don't know anything, Annie. I mean, that was just... We know... If you know Valve, you know they're getting invited. Doesn't matter if you agree or not.
Oh, they're the underdogs. They're the guys everyone's rooting for. They're
I mean,
also.
they came second at the other major. They want to set a precedent for that, so... Doesn't matter if your team hasn't done anything since then, I think. But anyway, as you said, I don't try to get into the mind of Valve. That's a dangerous place.
Oh, that's a very terrifying place. But yeah, it's Slacks, Sunsfan, Mott, and Sayori going over the major invites. There's cameras, there's memes. It's fun. So, all right, we got a Timbersaw. I think both of these teams are probably also tabbed out watching major invites. I would
Dire team ban.
like. I'm sure we're gonna have like pauses every couple of minutes just to go refresh the page and check, because that's got to be so nerve-wracking knowing that both of these teams are probably vying for a spot at the major, and well, they're going to have to battle it out against the guys that are being named right now. So
Radiant
see.
Team pick.
I mean, I'm sure by now they probably realize there's not many direct SEA invites. So anyone who they could think of in SEA will be in the regional qualifiers with both of these teams. So
Mr. Cat, would you say is a training ground for the Kiev major?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure our
10
Kiev
seconds
winner,
remaining.
in fact, will come from Mr. Cat because it's Southeast Asian Dota. And it has more
5
depth than anyone gives it
seconds
credit
remaining.
for.
Dude, the Crystal Maidens
Don't
in this
quote me on
region
that.
are unreal.
Dire Team pick.
Anyway,
Shadowfiend.
Shadowfiend.
She's getting banned second phase. He's here. We got him. Bold. See if WG are as bold as maybe our earlier game today. The support Clockwork, of course, an option there if they want to go for it. But against the Timber, already not
10
looking too
seconds
hot. And Ogre,
remaining.
also not so good. So don't expect it. Just your standard
5 seconds remaining.
Shadowfiend so far. Didn't want Mineski to steal it away. And it does mean that
Reserve
they
time.
likely want to do some shenanigans with their core
Got
or
it.
something here.
Radiant
Oh, of
Team
course.
pick.
I mean, CM. Love her.
Got it.
She's the best.
Who plays CM? Is it going to be Ninja Boogie or Jules?
I would guess Jules. I would think Ninja Boogie's probably an Ogre player, but we'll see.
I'm
I'm sure it's one of
10
those kind of
seconds
mix-up
remaining.
ones too, depending, because you can kind of. It depends on what you really need, and
Dire
there's
team
that
pick.
mix-up that we're looking for. Actually, that's pretty sick. So that's probably a support Bat Rider.
This is looking real nice for a
Radiant
Warriors
team
Lifestealer.
Wonder why they went with the Bat Rider now, though.
Because they'll probably get banned out if they pick the Lifestealer first.
I don't think so. I don't think you would naturally assume they're going to go support Bat Rider
10 seconds
or
remaining.
support Centaur. You would think that you would leave the position 4 for the final pick
5
and
seconds
just
remaining.
pick a position 1 now or something like that. But
Yeah, I'm feeling the off-lane bat for Centaur.
Reserve time.
Shaking it up a little bit. Works out pretty well most of the time now. We'll see if Lifestealer is going to be the final ban here, because I think that's something Warriors definitely have their eye on.
well, either way, yeah. So it should be support Bat, especially with a Nyx Assassin, with that pick being brought out. It's just too good. So this puts our Timbersaw in like a safe lane position, or possibly mid, of course, depending on the matchup. With it being a Shadow
Dire
Fiend, it
team
wouldn't be
bad.
the absolute worst thing. Looks like WG aren't really eyeing that. They with the TA instead. Someone who definitely needs a lot of damage, maybe some like burst potential or something,
10
or
seconds remaining.
at least some high mobility from your mid laner from Mineski. Kind of a tough call.
What
5
about that
seconds
mid Terror
remaining.
Blade I hear so much about?
Very common.
Yes.
Mm.
I love Terror Blade.
Reserve
Yo,
time.
mid Terribly actually is really good against Alchemist, but no Alx here, Annie.
Do you see 2 slots left? Because I see 2 slots left.
Just there you go. Pick the TB.
It's
and
the
then
Alchemist
Alch
and the
into it.
Terror Blade are 2 last picks. If that happens here, I want $1 million.
Sure. You got it.
All right. No, I'm gonna put you into debt. It's Alk Terrorblade coming up. Can't even say that with a straight face. I feel like Mineski, they're thinking long and hard about their ban, Lifestealer, one that, you know, is very popular in the region, synergizes well with the Bat, does good things with the Centaur, but yeah, it has its limits. Gotta get all on top of people, take some time to farm up, so Warriors might be thinking of something with a little more burst potential. And we'll see.
This is a bit of a tough one.
Yeah, UG's invited.
I'm gonna go with Slark and take the jug for himself.
Radiant
So
team pick.
jug mid. More than likely here.
Yep.
Could just be the Timbersaw too, though.
I mean, where's the damage coming from on Mineski? Like, Juggernaut is going to do a lot, but in the early levels, when Juggernaut's still really farming,
10
you've really got to
seconds
count on that Ogre Magi to get on top of things, because, you know, Timbersaw can do a lot, but
5
he's going to have some
seconds
mana
remaining.
issues at first as well. Although with Crystal Maiden, it might be a little less noticeable.
Reserve
Yeah, he should be
time.
okay. Definitely feeling like a lot of the burden comes to him, though. He's going to have to not miss his skills, of course. Timbersaw, a hero that we've seen only certain teams really flourish with. And Mineski hoping to add their name to the list. And WG, the final here. We'll see if they... I mean, they can really do anything. We assume it's position 1 hero left, but who knows? Maybe we'll get the return of
10
Carry Centaur,
seconds
guys.
remaining.
But yeah, I do think you're right. I think Lifestealer is still
5
relatively
seconds
fine.
remaining.
I think Sven's actually okay. And
Ooh.
Lone Druid will do quite fine too. This opens up a lot of the rotations for the Rubik and the Bat Rider too. You definitely want a more sustainable safe laner.
Is it possible this is going to be a mid druid safe lane fiend, or is it sticking tried and true?
Yeah, I think you just
All right.
do the lone druid bottom so you can just bully the hell out of this next
I want to
assassin.
shake it up, Trent.
I know.
I want it. Let's see a mid bat. Let's go back old school style. Centaurs are carry. Rubik's the off laner. Let's go. That's it. That's what we want.
On the real world, looks like everything should be fine and dandy here. Mineski, I like their draft. I think their most difficult parts of this game probably gonna be the next assassin and what he can get done. Just right at that level 6. He's got the Bat Rider to try and play around with, but it's only a support Bat Rider, so it's not that big. Hard to counter him. Little game. Probably the best way to see Bat Rider these days, just because of how potent Nyx is. Just makes more sense doing this kind of stuff. So immediately smoked up, and look at Jules. Oh, he wants it. Oh, they're not gonna find each other. They're not. Wow.
Whew. 2 ships passing in the night there.
And they'll hit each other now.
Oh,
He'll look. Sees that he still has a ward on him though, and he should know that that means he didn't plant one.
Nana still smoked up, gonna be joining the fray. Dire sentry tossed down, but won't be finding any.
Jules guess is wrong.
Yeah, it's over here, big guy.
That was a risky sentry, honestly. Surprised he went for that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'll help if there's an early invis rune gank or something, but it seems a little bit
30
unnecessary
seconds
unless
to
you had
battle.
vision saying otherwise. Either way, looks like we're just going for a standard rune play. No massive invasions going on. We could see maybe Afu and friends get a little bit risky up top. Down bottom, we are going to see Jules and RR make a motion towards bot rune. And they probably should be able to find this.
Yeah, long enough stun that it should be guaranteed. Xnova could try and make a play.
Battle begins.
Yeah, not worth. Yeah, just walk away.
That's a very high risk, low reward play. Now Centaur Warrunner could be in some trouble. Ben gonna stomp everyone up. Ninja Boogie got another freeze up in 5 seconds. I mean, Crystal Maiden, she is sure slow, and now is out of range of the frostbite.
Top lane then, so as expected, they get this matchup into this Centaur. This is awful for Centaur. Does not have fun. And that means that you definitely don't need an Ogre there, so he can be mid helping out. But Afu will be doing the same. Not very effective level 1, but level 2 support bat, much more terrifying. Looks like he won't be back in time to get any stacks going though. Just so important that he helps Nana with these early Necromancer stacks.
Yeah. Jules.
You'd love to be like here and getting something started right now as bat right off that level 1 spawn.
Down in the bottom lane, we hadn't really mentioned it. It's just going to be our Linux assassin going against a lone druid. We got a Rubik hanging around the wings as well, but I think a lone druid should be able to handle himself in that lane. Might see some early Rubik rotations towards the mid. Now Jules is fresh out of mana here. Walks up like he's trying to be all big and threatening, but ends up just taking most of his health.
Yeah, I love how Afu's just abusing as much as he can early on before there's any sort of a stick out for Miracle. So he's just like fine with using his whole mana pool. And again, just slowing down Miracle. I mean, you can't last it very easily. It's shocking to me that he has 8 last hits, considering he was just under like 9 napalm stacks for a while there.
Dude, he's 9k.
Well, that's a good point. That helps.
Yeah, I mean, memes aside, Miracle, the SEA player, is just phenomenally individually skilled at mid and core, whatever he feels like doing. So, yeah, he's still sitting back, still has all his regen. He's not feeling too scared of anything, and Jules just going to be getting all his mana back with him and going straight back to the grind of somehow winning mid lane against a Shadow Fiend.
This'll come in handy.
He's a hell of a hero. And now he's level 2, while Afu's only level 1. But he can just bully. Doesn't have to worry about the Firefly.
I mean,
Doing this while it lasts, you know.
yeah, I mean, that Firefly could absolutely destroy him right now. 7 napalm stacks. You just got to get that guy to touch a little inch of the Firefly and he melts. Look how much damage he's taking now. And Nana, he's speedy. Oh god, he's so fast. You got him. First blood. Going to our Shadow Fiend. Ogre, a little too cocky there. Let himself get stacked up by the Bat Rider. Had that level advantage on him, but not against that Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, almost worth giving away if it wasn't for the fact that it's first blood. I mean, you get the bounty rune, you get 3 heroes. Not too shabby, but it's well played by WG to get that secured. And Afu will now find himself a stack. It's going to be close. Oh, no, actually, it's fine. Damn, that pull that way is very long, so easy stack there. And once he's level 2, easy gaming for Afu here.
Ben having a fun time as our Centaur, almost level 4 for him. Meanwhile, down bottom, our Nyx Assassin is going to be level 3, so a little bit slow going. Again, Oddjit going to get some really nice experience on this Lone Druid, able to dip into the jungle, dip into the lane. He is feeling super safe and doesn't necessarily need X-Nova babysitting him at all, but they could go for a cheeky play here. RR, maybe thinking about
disrupting that pull.
Oh. Unfortunate Oddjit doesn't get that off, but yeah, just business as usual. This mid lane with Ogre being such a brat is more fun to watch.
What a hero.
Oh, they got this done. Is this going to be enough? There's a TP in coming from the Bat Rider. Miracle?
Not respecting the
Yeah,
tower.
not
the
respecting
armor bonus.
anything going on in this situation here.
That's an armor increase by 1 moment right there, guys. That's a tower aura.
Armor increased by 1. Thank you, tower. But no, that was just... I mean, Juggernaut just went in and spun, but that's a level 2 Blade Fury. He had a healing ward, didn't put it up. That's just a little bit of cockiness that really caught up to him now. He was doing so well in terms of last hits in the lane, but he's still barely beating out the Shadow Fiend. I'm going to switch over to net worth, though. Our Shadow Fiend is significantly on top of our Jug.
Yeah, 3 kills, 4.5 minutes in. Pretty good. DD rune also secured up for him. And Afu holding his 3rd point here, deciding who he wants to go and kill now. Might be able to catch a diving dire side in the top lane, especially if Ninja Boogie comes much further. Going for the full long wraparound.
Ben's in trouble up top. Hey, there we go.
See if they want to focus the Timber here, and they do. Level 1 chain. Pretty close. And,
Not
easy.
close enough. There we go. Afu really having some fun. This guy definitely took his time getting to level 2, but now that he's at level 3, he's able to really stack up that napalm and actually rein in the kills, that means.
Man, I thought he had a better chance there, but just the speed of Bat Rider. I certainly underestimated. Easy peasy. And now he's... Oh, wow, look at this farm. Oh,
Who are we talking about?
This is glorious. Afu is about to be so rich. Didn't even notice these stacks were happening. No, bless the Centaur Warrunner, honestly, if he was the one who was doing this.
Yeah, no, he's been dipping it out of lane. I think he's little Guardian Angel there for the Bat Rider. Oh, he missed a stack.
I'm serious about this.
That one little Wild Wing has 1 less stack than everyone else, but look at these guys just boil. That is so much money.
Bounty rune 2, and there you go, guys.
That's a
Time
blink
to play
dagger.
position 4 Bat.
Another bounty rune. There you go. That is more than halfway towards Afu's Blink Dagger. So again, a Bat Rider that started poor as dirt, sitting on level 1 forever. It's now going to be very mobile very shortly, but Timbersaw just got caught out. He was triangulated and picked off. Easy pick
worst
up.
gamer on point with the rotations this game. Maybe it's Mineski not respecting the fact that like no one's in mid and stuff, but pretty brutal to lose your Timbersaw twice that early, especially when you're like trying to build into this hood.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're still just waiting on RR to be able to contribute.
Everything shaping up very slowly here at 7 minutes in. Let's check our overall net worths, and it's looking good for our Shadow Fiend. Again, that 1 kill mid lane as Juggernaut just kind of strolled up to him was super impactful. And we'll see if he's going to build on that or if Juggernaut can redeem himself. Lone Druid as well, just making a lot out of this extra space he's been given. One of those heroes that you can pretty much guarantee to get done what you want in lane, and then he'll rotate whenever he feels like it. He doesn't necessarily need to play as part of his team. He can go just split push and solo gank now. Jules goes up, there is going to be that Dire Shrine activated. It's 2 supports, and there's going to be a TP into the next assassin as well. Omni Slash flies, but they've got to catch up to Nana. Without Blink Daggers and with the Centaur ult, he is out of there.
Really trying to get this done with the first Vendetta. Oh, keep going. Have faith. Believe, dude. Oh, he's believing.
He sees it. He sees the empty camp. He found it. Rest, and he's Nana.
That's a feels good, man.
That was a very intense Shadow Fiend death sound.
I mean, it was required.
Yeah.
That's like so important for this next test. Look at 417 gold.
Miracle. He's double damaged up. There is an ancient stack waiting for him, but I think he'd rather go and do some damage to the structures. Objective gaming.
Oh, man, it's actually like a game-saving Vendetta right there. Does so much work for them. Just taking him off the map, slowing down his progression, helping your next assassin so much. Now they probably want to put at least a little bit of focus onto Ajit. Unfortunately, they don't really have the best tower rotators.
Oh, Timber Saw.
He cannot die again.
Well,
oh.
He has a TP now. Oh, they're gonna let him live. I guess I think he was too good of a juker, but that's lucky.
Yeah, what a player. I didn't think he was. I thought he like left the shop range for a second there and had messed up his backpack thing, but he was A-okay. Very well played.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But in terms of his rotations, just because of how slowed down the Timber Saw is, I think there could be some concerns. Whereas you'd love to like rotate down this lane and try and deny it out from this lone druid, but you don't really have that option. Instead, they're trying to pressure in mid, and they'll find Nana.
They can actually secure this kill. That'd be great. Crystal Maiden commits her ult, and that is necessary. Some raises come out, but it's not enough to kill anyone. Even the Death Requiem still leaves everyone above half health.
Players.
Oh yeah.
Ninja Boogie and Jules. This is just like last game, where they made that exact same rotation around almost the exact same time. It was just a disruptor instead, and they get the solo pick on the enemy mid.
Very nicely done. But I think the problem with the lone druid is gonna, be similar to the Slark last game in some ways, where he's not doing a lot of damage right now. It's easy to focus on other lanes with more critical heroes, but you let lone druid farm for another 15 minutes, and holy moly, that's gonna be difficult to deal with. Now that goes in, wants to debut that funny little lasso. Does manage to get it off same time as the Blade Fury, but now they've got a Centaur Stampede, they've got raises for days, and that is a dead Jug out from the mid lane for 30 more seconds, so Nana redeeming himself from that earlier vendetta in the woods.
Unlucky find.
Dire's
Nice. Denied. Get that regen rune on the X-Nova, and I still get to walk away, so. I saw the final invites are out. They're the exact 8 I think most people expected. Yep. Yeah, I mean, maybe Wings. I'm sure some of you guys, especially here in the region, maybe a little disappointed that it's like Wings over something like TNC or something like that. But this was definitely the more agreed upon one. And oh, you can even see all the regional stuff now too. That's pretty cool. Didn't even realize.
Just one last plug if you want to go and hear some analysis on the invites and thoughts and stories and what's going on. We got What the Duck on Sir Action Slacks' channel. And that's Sunsfan, Ma, Zyori, and Slacks. So twitch.tv/Sir Action Slacks. Give them a little love. They're up at an early hour in the morning. Talk about these awesome invites. But now back to Mr. Cat. Mr. Cat. This is our 5th game of Mr. Cat for the day. Casting another best of 5 today, so voice box definitely gets a workout.
Easy.
Mr. Cat.
You got that. Easy.
Dude, I did DPL for like 17 hours. I'm good. Alright. Ajit, again, still farming completely uncontested in this bottom lane. Like, he doesn't need his bear. His bear's just chilling in the fountain. There he goes. But like, this is really scary. I look at this and you see Mineski, they're doing alright. They're rotating, they're getting the kills they need to. The Nyx is scaling up well, but this lone druid, I think, is just going to be their demise. He goes in and might be able to find a kill on the Centaur. Ben ults and will find his way away. Meanwhile, Nana gets a second chance running away from the Juggernaut as well, so double duty ult from the Centaur really saved 2 people there.
I think,
that he had the best intentions of a lasso, but unfortunately just immediately dies.
And that was actually what I was about to bring up. that's the biggest problem I see with this draft. Not that it's a problem, I guess, but the biggest issue is that it's all on Afu. Like, he basically needs to be the one making these initiations. They have the help of the Centaur, which I think makes this support Batrider a lot more viable, because you can just blink lasso, and since you're 4, you're not going to 4-step, but you can just stampede instead, which is pretty great, but they need him to connect on all of these to make this draft work.
These dire heroes creeping forward. Nana getting all territorial, trying to keep everyone off his tier 1s, but he's going to get rotated upon. They do have Afu back, still with the lasso, still with the blink, and it looks like that Jupiter might get what he wants this time. Able to go find something, but he's still burning down. Afu gets very, very low. Nana, one hit from death. Can they find it? Rubik not able to hold back the Juggernaut. Juggernaut himself is on the run. Ben looking for a nice little stamp there.
Nice, good.
X-Nova. Got the telekinesis. Yeah, they can't cut through that magic community, though.
That's actually, well, it's just, I got a little worried when he didn't start right away, because X-Nova was kind of closing in, but he was really min-max in that one. He makes his way out of there with 512 gold to his name and 1,265 experience. Oh, solo kills. Feels good. That's a whole level. Puts him up to 12. Easy. And a quick smoke here too. The dead is up and ready, and they want to go right towards this lone druid. And this is what we talk about. Like, it doesn't matter how farmed he is. He needs lassos and stuff really to be impactful.
Oh, he's trying to be the bear. He died as the bear. That's what we talk about here. I'm thoroughly surprised as to why Crystal Maiden is not more valued in other regions. Here in SEA, she is just the playmaker. Her freeze, again with the buffs to root, is so good. And, well, we see there the good old freeze in fields.
She's dead now, Annie.
Well,
Are
no,
you happy?
it's not.
Are you happy?
She's standing in fire, and she's literally made of ice. She's just melting. That's all it is.
Dire structures are fortified.
Next one, Annie.
It's what happens. But yeah, it's now getting a little bit heated mid lane. Nana really trying to go focus down this tower. Meanwhile, Batrider just getting eaten. RR getting low, almost out of mana, almost out of health, but he's in this for the long run. Timbersaw now blasting forward, gets lifted up by the Rubik, but Miracle still ready to strike, has the Omni Slash, just has to get in range. They gotta slow down Nana somehow. Shaw comes away to do that, but they do miss it, and there we go. Omni Slash clips, and they got the kill onto the Shadow Fiend. That's Miracle that gets the gold for it, another 300 in his pockets. And it's just Dire trying to run away from the Radiant right now. Timbersaw should be able to get out safely, although Bat's coming back in, and he's got himself a Blink Lasso. Alright, so they'll sack the Timbersaw. Still worthwhile.
They wasted the
RR.
Savage Roar.
Oh, look at that carapace though. He's standing in the fire so he can kill off the little bat there. Neat.
That was close. Timber almost escaped there. But a lucky route for sure. If they didn't get that, he almost certainly would have lived.
Definitely a nice play. Looking at the overall net worth, we're still pretty dead even. Overall levels starting to take a turn in favor of Mineski. And again, I think that's just because Warriors game and they're sticking so close together. They're not really splitting up and farming and raking up their individual levels. They're more unit focused. We'll see as well, Ben's now got his little hood. Centaur's feeling pretty good about himself. Still saving for the blink. Needs like 20 more gold. He's almost there. That's going to be a Centaur that's ready to go.
Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, I think, just because obviously he gave away, like, what, 5 or 6 stacks or something of neutral camps
To a Batrider in his lane. So despite his lane going somewhat well, especially considering the matchup, he's still a slightly sad Centaur. But he's back up now. As you said, 16 minutes. Has Blink, has Hood. Not too shabby. Just waiting for Dana to get up into his max souls, and we might see a smoke play come out from them.
Dire scan.
Dire scanning.
I see that there's something going on mid. Someone's waiting in those trees. Now, there's a nice Radiant ward here, scouting out a lot of this rotation, so Radiant aren't in the dark either. Everyone very scared to make the first move, because like we've seen, Nyx, he can go in, he can make the plays, he can also just get lassoed and immediately killed. It's all about who gets the jump first.
We're still not able to find anything with it, I guess, for Ventus for a little while, but they just continue life. Objectives this game, the Roshan, pretty important, of course. It's more so, I would say, for the Radiant, just so Nana can do this a little bit safer to get a little bit deeper into territory of tier 2s and whatnot.
Ogre got to deny. He's feeling big about that. Now there's going to be a nice drag back down to the low ground. Easy pick onto the Nyx, just like we talked about there. Who gets off the initiation first? And looks like for now, Mineski are left running for the hills. RR just... That was a killing spree for him. How much gold did he give away? About 300 straight to the Shadow Fiend.
It's a good grab by F. If he doesn't grab the Bat Rider, or rather, if he doesn't grab the Nyx, he can't Firefly. So when you're scouting like that with Firefly, you essentially have to grab Nyx every time, or I'm just going to carefully stop.
Deep movement in from the Timbersaw. They want to keep this fight going, but it's really going to be enough. Miracle able to find something there. Gets the Bat. Got mad blinks here at the Radiant. They're scrambling. The Dire are coming for them. Got the Timbersaw. Very eager to toss out the Chakram and keep everyone zoned. Fortify comes out, but not going to last long enough to keep this baby up.
Alright, man, they committed a hell of a lot for this. They like need Roche or something with this buyback. I don't know, they need something big. I don't know if a tier 1's really enough. A lot of gold to commit. Maybe they could do like a rat play and make them think they're coming into Roche. But the bear can just scout it. Kind of ruins those intentions. I feel like WG are going to know that they're camping in this area. It just makes sense.
Alright, so all smokes break.
Dust sentries? No.
The sentries is just a little bit late. Shadow Fiend's walking around now. They're going to be going in. Miracle spinning. Ninja Boogie is ready to ult, but she's just burning so gosh darn quickly. Crystal Maiden's downfall is that she's just made of paper. Savage Roar actually helps out Mineski here. They're able to run, but telekinesis and drag back onto the Juggernaut. He's going to be going down as well. Mineski now trying to defend this. 2 heroes down. We've got a very farmed lone druid ready to start nipping at your towers.
Oh, look at Afu too. Up top. He didn't have to use the lasso just because he didn't actually have it when they stampeded, so he like blinked on top, but it was like 2 seconds on cooldown. And now he sits up here, puts down a sentry, just not only for the Nyx, but for wards to possibly spot him. And easily guaranteed tower means Roche, and likely why you saw Mineski fight so hard that tier 2 in the prior engagement, knowing this would be the next one that came for the Radiant.
Yeah, net worth looking pretty good from for Warriors Gaming Unity right now. They're about 3,000 in the lead.
Close.
And this Roche is definitely going to be a fun determining factor. Aegis goes the way of the Shadow Fiend, and you can see immediately Mineski hero is just scattering from the area.
A lucky find.
Alright, well, they're getting those initiations, so very well played on WG to keep this one rolling. Here we just, again, look to use the siege engine of Nana. Maybe try and find a pick with his own Shadow Blade as the stun does miss. And bottom onto X-Nova, telekinesis, but no real concerns for either party as they just part ways. Got our 12 charge Bloodstone on our Timbersaw. We have still just Manta on Miracle. Been sitting on that for quite a while. Hoping to get him to some sort of a damage item, I'm sure. And group up smoke now for the Radiant. Everything up online.
Get it done!
We just look to find a lasso. Where's our Nyx assassin? He's in the back lines here. So we'll see if they start with Firefly or not.
There we go.
No.
Lasso. They're just easily able to blast apart Miracle. That looked like it didn't even take effort. Now Timbersaw, he's tanky. Crystal Maiden's gonna opt to ult here, but Flame Break doesn't disjoint. It just brings her closer to the damage.
Did the job.
Yeah, it did. In the end, got it done. I get the Timbersaw as well. This is just the rest of Mineski scrambling. TP out by RR. Ogre beat him to it, already hanging back near the base. So very well executed from Warriors Game, and they went in, they had a plan, and they did the job.
Honestly, like, that fight looks so easy, but it's all because Afu just hits that lasso, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like, there's not really much you can do when that happens, so well done again. Great combination once more, using that Centaur. And in fact, Afu doesn't even feel the pressure to head in towards the Force Staff, at least not currently in his quick buy. He's just eyeing up towards the BKB. If I'm just going to have the Stampede every single time, there's not really a need for me to have this Force Staff. It's not going to make a big enough difference, so I appreciate that idea.
Yeah, he can definitely close the distance on his own. It's all about survival now, so good choice in the BKB. Let's see who else is building something interesting. Full Silver Edge finished up by the Shadow Fiend. He was sitting on the Shadow Blade just a moment ago, but cashed it all in. Now Dire, ready to rumble. Just after the Shrine's activated too. This is gonna hurt. Nyx is able to land a decent impale. The Omni Slash bouncing around isn't going to be enough. He's spraying out the Ignite. There's a Centaur ult to try to get all remaining heroes out of the fight. Respawn comes in. We are going to have our Shadow Fiend back in the fight. RR burning low. This Batrider, though, that's a big kill to get down. The Batrider's still alive. He makes it through the whole thing. Warriors Gaming are looking so strong, and now Ninja Boogie just... I mean, she's trying. Crystal Maiden's so gosh darn slow. She's going to go be out, but...
That was so close. He actually almost Tranquils had just come back up on the Batrider. Like, so close to being able to survive through those Ignites, but... help the stick, but he did go down first, thanks to an urn, making sure he couldn't blink and whatnot, and disjoint Ignites, but...
I mean, to be fair, I'll trade a Batrider for the whole enemy team any day.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think it'll work.
Centaur. Yeah. Oh, there was that at the very least. But, yeah, that was the Silver Edge really coming to play there. We often talk about how it's like a pseudo counter kind of to Timber, but that was a case where they came in smoked, he had 0 reactive armor stacks, and he got broken. So that whole fight he was sitting on 1.
Oh, Shadow Fiend, too cocky. He was going channeling up the cheeky Requiem, but was punished.
Top tower is under attack.
That was a little bit unnecessary there from our Shadow Fiend, but, you know, they went in.
Being on the high ground, yeah.
They got half a Rax. Still worthwhile. RR going to be chasing down X-Nova, but the Invis rune snapped up means he's not going to be able to find that. We have no gems in the game, right? Bat and Nyx have not bought one.
Oh, 0 gems, sorry?
I don't think so, unless I'm missing one.
I don't think so. I haven't spotted one.
I feel like with the Nyx and all the really aggressive warding that's been going on, and now the Shadow Fiend Silver Edge, that should be of some importance.
Afu's kind of hoping that Bimbo's going to go a little bit deeper here, but not going to be the case. No TP assistance or anything like that going to be required. And yeah, he's just home. He's done. Not exactly sure what they're up to. Only Centaur showing top.
Alright, so just like we saw in the previous games, these crazy, unbelievable team wipey fights, and then long stretches of calm as everyone just wants to reset.
All right, Annie, I'm on your train right now.
What?
What? A gem. Like, he just sentry there. This was from the fight, but then he just placed this one, then he just placed this one, and he just placed this one. A little excessive, guys.
Yeah, they're
1, 2, 3, 4.
They're looking. I feel like, yeah, that's like the value of a gem just about in the last minute.
It's understandable though, right? Like, that's the play they have to make. Sadly, he's standing on top of an observer ward, so that would be really sad if Ninja Boogie died right now. After all that effort.
I thought you meant you were on my train about Terrorblade being the best hero in Dota 2, and I got really excited.
Crystal Maiden's the best hero.
I'll stand by that. Yeah, she can make it work.
Map still firmly in the hands of Warriors Gaming. 10k lead. Waiting on the next Roshan here.
Yeah, the fact they were able to go and bust up the tier 3s is super important. Now, Roche is going to be up soon, and this top shrine hasn't been touched on the Dire side. That's something Radiant probably want to go and at least make an effort on before Roche fights break out, because it's just so easy to TP to that shrine and then head right into the pit from there.
The biggest thing for Mineski would just be, I mean, obviously all these sentries, I assume the reason is not only for the ward coverage, but what they really want to do is try and find mana. Just doing his little scouting maneuvers, right, with the Shadow Blade, getting a little bit greedy, trying to punish that. If they can, that would be just so huge for them. And, oh man, that Observer Sentry combo. Spotting a Vendetta up on the high ground.
Ping me. Which one? Ah.
Boom.
The deepens.
Sitting here since the Rex. That is actually so much information. Especially, the best is when it spots couriers. That is like the dream. And it sees like some courier like rotating back over this way or something. You can like spot where they are because of it.
Nyx waiting up top. He's got a DD rune. He's been deaded up.
Top tower is under attack.
But well, he's about to be seen as he sees this being dewarded. There's going to be some mad pings about RR. They want to go in. Impale misses though, and that's just going to be forced disengage. Nana does get credit for the tower, as no one from Mineski is able to deny. So more and more money keeps on flowing to WG.
Oh, that would have been such a great time to fight before the BKB was there, but couldn't quite find their moment.
Oh, they're smoking up. This is going to be their moment. They're taking it. They're seizing it. And they want it to happen. Crystal Maiden's going to be a real easy pick if they can get eyes on her. She's gonna go
Oh, they
down.
see her. They still have that ward.
She places a
They just
sentry.
don't want to waste it on her. They want the bigger fish.
They're looking, but they may have missed their shot. They're just gonna go straight for the shrine, like we talked about. Shrine into Roche would be a great play here, and if they can actually find a fight, if Mineski try to take this and don't get the engage just right, that's gonna be more and more blood going for Warriors Gaming.
Yeah, they're just pinging bottom rush now too. Or sorry, bottom shrine.
We're very tired.
No, 220. Okay, not bad.
I feel like
Good for Mineski, I would say.
if you watch this cast and then you watch the first cast of the day, there's a marked difference in energy.
Okay, Annie, fake it till you make it.
I'm faking it, man. All right, Nana's going in. Went to the mid lane, killed those creeps real good.
Radiant's bottom
Got
tower
it.
is
That was
under
it right
attack.
there.
Professional caster, ladies and gentlemen. All right. For reals, though, we got Mineski rotating down to the bot lane. They're going to make a stab at this tier 2. There is going to be a scan from the Radiant, and it's going to end just before the Dire walk into it. That was, like, tragically close to revealing all of the Dire.
Dire's
But
tower is under attack.
Radiant still hunting for information on what's going down. Dire are going to be scanning behind this tower, making sure no one's waiting on the low ground to jump them, but looks like they're just going to calm it down, maybe send some jug illusions to hit on the tower, but I guess they were just trying to bait some TPs, bait some initiations, and they're content with getting out unscathed.
I mean, you look at their map and it is just...
It's just
Radiant's
dark.
bottom
That's what they
tower
see.
is
Yeah,
under
currently this is what Dire have eyes on, and this is what Radiant have eyes on. Definitely a lot more information going towards the green side.
It's crazy this ward lived the entire time.
Yeah, it's so early in the game to have that down. Usually when there is a high ground push, you try to de-ward that, but must have slipped the mind.
I mean, they're just spending sentries everywhere too, so it's
Yeah.
difficult to keep it all.
I feel like the amount of sentries bought has got to equal like 3 gems now in terms of price. But holding a gem, still a scary thought. We've seen Mineski be fully wiped before, so that's...
Oh, they actually did buy one.
Oh, where
oh,
is
wait,
it
never
at?
mind. Sorry. Never mind. That was my mistake. It's the Radiant one. I thought it was a higher one for a second, but Afu is just holding on to it. And so if they can get that grab, I mean, it is, again, they have a Nyx versus Batrider, so it's certainly possible.
This
RR.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Sure would love to find this, but Afu got that gem. Not gonna get snuck up on anymore. He's gonna go ahead, BKB. He's gonna turn this around. He's gonna lasso Nana, channeling up the Requiem, finally gets it off, and they've got the blood. There we go. It's Assassin held in the air. Crystal Maiden goes deep. She's able to ult, but just raking it in from Warriors Gaming Unity. They're continuing to press forward. Afu having to deal with a Juggernaut head on, but doesn't seem too scared. Nice blink stomp in from Ben. Finds out the Timber Saw. He's gonna be able to Timber Chain away, but Jules, what are you doing, Ogre? That's not the place for you. He dies a lot.
That's a air quotes support Batrider right there.
Yeah.
BKB at 30 minutes. Pretty strong stuff up against Nyx Assassin, the only counter that they have. When these counters that are focused solely on the actual Batrider and not saving the hero themselves, like think about your Venge or your Oracle or something like that, they're just completely worthless at this point now. Because you can just always BKB and jump in, and they have nothing to do against that besides maybe Omni Slash and kill them, just simply if it would be enough damage. So, Afu played a fantastic game so far. I do really think a lot of the burden was on him for these initiations, and him and Ben just syncing up the jumps, the lassos, and then the stampedes back have looked great. Iron Fart again, he has lasso back online.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is Mineski trying to make a hold, trying to think about, do we even engage here? And Batrider, he's got to be so tempted just to jump forward and see what's there. Again, this gem is paid off tenfold. Nice BKB reaction. Beautifully timed. They got Juggernaut. They hold it in place. The GG comes out as Mineski just feel outdone, out-rotated, out-initiated by Warriors Gaming Unity, who will be moving on in this tournament.
Very well played. Great use of the support Batrider, something that popped up in China for a while, but seeing it come back very strong. I don't think I've seen WG actually do that anytime lately, so nice job bringing it back again, showing the power of Centaur Warrunner. He had 2 of his best friends in this draft too, with the Lone Druid and the Batrider, but It really was just kind of that Afu setup, right? He just let Lone Druid and Shadow Fiend just go to town, wail away. Exceptionally played here by WG, a well-deserved victory.